Hey, this is Steve at Guitar Center. We're at NAMM 2017, and we're in the Teenage Engineering booth with Jonas. We're checking out the new OPZ. How you doing, Jonas?
I'm very good, thank you.
Having a good NAMM?
Yeah, great now. It's been busy so far, for sure.
So you got a very exciting new product here. What's going on with it?
Well, so this is the OPZ. It's our new synth, currently in development, due to be released in about September. It's a bit of a mix between the OP1 and the Pocket Operators. It carries a lot of the sound engines and effects and filters from the OP1, but it's much more packaged around sequencing, similar to how we sequence with the Pocket Operators. So at its base, it's a 16-step sequencer running over 16 tracks. But each of these tracks can be customized to run at different lengths, different speeds, and there's components that we can add to each step to have the sequencer behave differently when it hits that. So you could trigger ramps or re-trigger that step several times, causing that track to be like out of sync with the other tracks. So you get like patterns that permutate over time. And yeah, definitely happy accidents. There's a lot of those going on in this machine. So what you see here is the OPZ connected to an iPad running the OPZ app. It has a normal like interface for the synthesizer to show you what's going on inside the machine. So custom screens for each of the tracks, like an overview of the different tracks playing, and you can mute some of them if you want that. Setting tempo, getting like a full overview of all the tracks running. There's like this tape recorder thing that we have that is quite fun, which records like a full bar of the tracks you choose to record from, and then you can go in and like loop parts of that. Stuff like that, so you can mix that up with a bit of a more analog feel to your sequencing, which is quite nice. All the triggers for that can be sequenced into the 16-step sequencer though. So you get a lot of funkiness going on. So on top of all this musical sequencing, we can also sequence visuals. So we have built-in graphics, and it has a dedicated track for all that graphic. So on this one, the parameters will kind of set the like the look and feel of the visual elements, and the note triggers effects. So I can have this guy like pause or dance faster, and if I hit record, I'll record that stuff as well. So now you have visuals in sync with your music. And this graphics, we built a toolkit for this, so you can make your own graphics in a game engine called Unity. Actually, the whole app is built on Unity. So so you can build your own stuff, use our toolkit to hook it up to the sequencer output, and get it back into here and do your own stuff. And I want to show you one more thing, that we have an even easier way to get your custom visuals in there, and that is just grabbing photos from the camera roll. So you just go in and select a bunch of photos, and you can start sequencing those. So just super easily, you can create, your own music video if you will. So this is quite an effective way to get something running visually together with your music. And if you want, plug HDMI into that, bring it up to the big screen for your shows. On top of that, we can actually even sequence DMX slides through a DMX interface, so you can run not only the visuals and the music, but the whole light show as well.
So you mentioned these are still in development. How insane do we think performances are going to start getting once this comes out?
I know. I mean, like it's going to be a brand new world, I think.
So, how much of this, in the design and the feedback, like came back from the customers?
I picked up a lot of ideas on when we showed it last year at NAMM. A lot of good ideas, and we listened to what people want from the OP1, and so maybe we can't do it for the OP1. We can put it in here instead.
That's very cool. So these are kind of still in development, but we should see them out around September this year?
Yeah, hopefully. That's what we're aiming for.
Awesome. So, aiming for September this year, the OP-Z from Teenage Engineering. Check out more new from NAMM at GuitarCenter.com.